Hey guys, in this week's video, and it's just a quick one this week, I've been crazy busy, but I didn't want to not show up for you guys and record something. And this one's like a really juicy topic that I've been thinking about a lot this week. And this is a mixture of the research that I've been doing, going deep into the literature behind my paper, and it's also to do with the process of trying again that I've been talking a lot about lately. And so when we try something for the first time, we can sometimes say, that's not me. And that might be we don't think we have the right ability, or we don't think we like the thing that we're doing. But that's really interesting because we're very poor predictors of what will actually make us happy in the future, number one. Number two, when we first try something, Jim Quick says the first time we're trying it, we're just getting over the fear of doing it. The second time we try it, we're actually learning, so we're acquiring some skill around it. And then he said that we can only really assess whether or not we like it to the third time. I don't know about you, but how many times have you tried something for the first time? For example, me with spinning. So the first time I did that, I was like, I hate this. Like, have you had that experience where you've done that sports activity, or friends asked you to go on this adventure with them and you've tried it and you're like, ugh, that's just not me. And yet, perhaps if we did that thing again, like I did with the spin class, and I'll tell you my first spin class, I was sat near the front on a bike. The bike tore my trousers, and because there was a bolt sticking out, I had to get off the bike and move to another seat at the front with a rip in my trousers. And then for those of you that know spinning will know how difficult that was when you had to do all the standing up moves with the people behind me. And yet I went back to that, and it ended up being one of my favorite classes that I did. I felt like it was like combining dancing with exercise. I absolutely loved it. And if I'd have just stopped at my initial assessment of liking it and saying, that's not me, I'm not that person. And the same with running. So any of you that have tried running will know when you first try it, it's like, oh my God, my body is not built for this. But if you keep going, you acquire the skill. And I can also liken this to learning with my research paper this week. So when I first picked it up again, I felt that I didn't have the ability. I was trying to read the papers. My brain felt like it was shutting down. I was getting really tired. I couldn't take in the information because my brain was just trying to switch into that gear. And I'm saying to myself, I can't do this. But the benefit of me being completely immersed in these subjects, and this is why, because I have that fixed mindset that kicks in. I have those limiting beliefs that kick in. I have that fear of failure that kicks in. All of the stuff around, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. This is beyond me. I'm only having this opportunity because of luck or whatever it is, and this is going to reveal that to other people because I can't do it. And yet when I push forwards through that this week, I actually developed incredible skills, and I was able to read the papers that I've been looking at for a few years now, on and off. I actually read one in a way that I'd never been able to understand it before. And I found a way to critique it that I'd never been able to critique it before. And this just really highlights to me everything that sits within the growth mindset space, the ways that you can quiet down those imposter fears, the ways that you can reduce that fear of failure, the ways that you can set effective goals to help you to move forwards. And that's that we need to keep trying, because our initial assessments of things involve so much bias that we cannot be the accurate judge of whether or not we are good at something, whether or not something is good for us in that way, like is us in some kind of characteristic way. We can't be the judge of that in the moment. And the only thing that can truly reveal that to us is experience over time, and is giving ourselves the ability to develop our abilities and to develop our preferences, and to acknowledge to ourselves that they do develop. And so this can even apply to, say if you read a book or seen a film or listened to a song years ago, and then you hear it again or read it again, and you're like, God, that just has a whole completely different meaning for me now. And this is something me and my brother were actually talking about yesterday. And that experience is because you have developed, is because you are fundamentally a more evolved version of yourself. And this happened to me with a song that was being played at the World Summit just a few weeks ago. And it was by Walk the Moon, and it's that Shut Up and Dance With Me. And I've spent years hearing that on the radio or, you know, on programs and stuff, and just being like, oh my God, what is this song? So cheesy and annoying. And I heard it at the World Summit, and I was dancing to it at the World Summit, and I was like, oh my God, this is just so joyful and uplifting. And then every time I hear it since then, because I've got the World Summit playlist, I just love it. I absolutely love it. And there's a really important lesson within that as well, is that we need to revisit those things that we have ruled out as not being for us, as not being something which is right for us, for whatever reason, ability, preference, whatever it is. And I'll leave you with this quote, because I think this is just such a beautiful quote, so I've prepped it. So it's a T.S. Eliot quote, and it says, "We shall not cease from exploration. And at the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time." And that to me just absolutely nails this concept of we need to allow ourselves to develop and come back to those things, whether that's on a short time scale or a long time scale. I'm kind of giving you both in this video. We need to allow ourselves to have the opportunity to develop, to evolve our preferences, to develop our skills and abilities, and then come back to those things that we've ruled out as not being for us, and really see them in a whole new light, and see ourselves in a whole new light in relation to them. All right, guys, I hope that was useful for you. I am incredibly grateful for all of you who come back week after week and watch these videos. So thank you so much. I would love to know if there's a topic that you'd like me to cover, or any questions that you have on the topics that I have covered up until now. Please don't hesitate to get in touch, and I will see you in the next one. All right, take care.